Run. I get that cash and I flip it, yeah. I get that cash and I flip it.
Hello to all my cherry bombs. It is me, Cherry, and I'm back with another video. And this video is actually about something I saw this morning, and I wish I would have gotten to make the video right then, but I have been going through so much with my car, and y'all will get that video as well. I just recorded it. Jesus. But so before we get into this video, you guys, if I'm a new channel to you, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and then also please turn on your notifications so that you know when I'm posting, because I'm very sporadic and I literally just post all over the place. So you guys, just make sure that everything is turned on so you know when I post. And I really just want to talk about today, this morning, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I saw this comment from Worthy. Well, it was a post, and it was a post where she commented under Patrick Starr's video about the style of video editing. Now, for those of you all who don't know who Worthy is, but I'm sure everybody knows who she is because she went viral, I want to say in 2017, for it was like a style of editing, like she called it like trap tutorials. And I remember I saw this and I thought it was so cool. I remember I saw it on the Shade Room and I said, who is this girl? And been following her ever since. I love her style of editing. And I have noticed recently, like in the more recent year or so, that she doesn't really post like that anymore. And when I saw this whole situation going down, I now understand why. I literally now understand why. And I just hope that she doesn't let this situation make her like not want to post altogether. I think she should definitely continue to post and keep content coming out and just do amazing, great things. And but I understood why she was frustrated. And the reason being because, so this is something that goes on a lot in the realm of social media, big influencers, big brands, etc., is where a Black content creator will invent something or make something and it's fire. Like, it's fire. Like, we are just culturally, we're blessed individuals. But because of that, white influencers or non-Black influencers oftentimes will go steal Black influencers or Black content creators content and then market it as their own. We see this with Fashion Nova stealing from smaller Black designers. We see this with the Kardashians, like literally copying everything about Black culture. And then we just see this a lot where Black people, we will invent something, we will do something, and it becomes like all the rage, but we never somehow don't get the credit for it. Even as far back as like they don't teach you in school about all the Black inventors that invented a lot of the things that we still use to this day, that they will not tell you in school that it was made by a Black person. They'll tell you it was made by the white man who claimed all this Black man's work. That's who they'll tell you it's made by. So Worthy invented this style called like trap tutorials, and it was just really, really cool where she would go in and it was like, I don't even know how to explain it, you guys. Like, you would just have to see it. Like, it was like she would snap her fingers and her eyes would be done. And she'd be dancing to the trap music and stuff. And she would go like this. And the next thing you know, like, she would have blush and highlight on. And then she might be dancing some more. And then, like, just like a brush would fly across the screen. And then she'd have, like, it literally was, like, so innovative and cool. And I remember seeing it and being like, she must be, like, a graphic design major or something. I could never. But a lot of people saw that and it was just all the rage. And so from there, more people started to do kind of like the trap tutorial style makeup tutorials. But a lot of people, even though they were doing it, they were giving her credit. They were giving her credit where credit is due, because that is what you should do. You shouldn't go steal people's stuff and then try to write it off as your own. So what I saw this morning was that I guess Patrick Starr, he's just always seemed like the unproblematic one, like just very sweet, unproblematic. Like, I don't be hearing him in a whole bunch of mess. He posted a video and it was her style of editing, like to the T. It was her style of editing. And he credited another makeup influencer, but did not credit Worthy. And so she went, and I'll insert it over here because, again, y'all do know I record off my phone, so I can't like read it and then also cover it. But she had a comment where she was just basically saying like, I stayed silent about this for so long. And then she also went on live or something. She was talking about it too.
Say thank you so much for everyone who was defending me in the comments and, you know, reaching out to Patrick and Manny, because I'm pretty sure I was shadow banned underneath Patrick's comments. And, you know, Manny already commented underneath my post and told me that he didn't even know who I was and that he was inspired by Roger Muro's videos, when in reality Roger was inspired by me, and he didn't have any of the fire editing or any of the stuff like that, or really any of the song genres that I would use in my typical videos. So I find that really hard to believe, but I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's standing up for me. And I know there's a lot of people who feel I shouldn't have said anything, but I understand that. But for the longest time, I didn't say anything. For the longest time, I just kind of internalized it, and it caused me to slip into a depression, because you work so hard on something and you create it from scratch, and then you just have people kind of snatch it from you and not even have the decency to say that they were inspired by you. And this has happened countless times to me, and I really don't understand, you guys. I'm so hurt. So I'm not going to be silent about it anymore. And if I'm not invited to any more events, which is not really going to be that surprising, because I can count on the palm of my hand the amount of events that I've been invited to in the last 3 years, honey, and it's very few and far in between, okay? And, you know, if I'm not able to work with any makeup companies, or, you know, I'm blackballed from the industry, that's okay, because I've never really been included in the first place. I've always been made to feel like I was the black sheep anyway. And I'm speaking on it, and I'm being so vocal about it now, because at this point I have nothing to lose. And if I don't stand up for myself, nobody is. Nobody's going to stand up for me. And I want this to be a lesson to other black influencers out there. Don't give up on yourself. Don't allow people to walk all over you. Don't allow people to steal your content and copy and paste your identity and try to pass it off as their own. Don't allow people to make tens and thousands of dollars off of your ideas and your creativity and your originality, because that's wrong. It's wrong. And I'm not going to stop speaking on it, and I'm not going to be silenced. Y'all going to have to delete my Instagram account first, and if you try to, everybody going to know what's up.
And she was just basically saying, I've stayed silent about this for so long, and so many people have basically been like, don't say anything, and I just can't do it anymore. And I think it really goes to show, because I've been in that position before. I've been in that position where it is like, you want, especially when I worked at MAC and I was going through that whole scenario. I know I bring this up in a lot of my videos, but it was very traumatizing. Until this day, I have trouble like not having anxiety when I apply to jobs because of that situation. But in that situation, it really taught me that a lot of the time people will go for the, I don't want to say victim. I'm sure she doesn't consider herself a victim, but in a sense, people will go for the person who is speaking out against something over the person who is in the wrong doing whatever they're doing to that person. Okay, so I am going to use the word victim, but I don't want y'all to feel like, oh, I'm calling her a victim. But I'm saying like, oftentimes the victim is punished over the aggressor. And they might not be punished over the aggressor in like a legal sense, but even then sometimes, but it might not even be in a legal sense, but more so when it comes to societal and how things work. Oftentimes, if you speak out, you get blackballed. People are like, you should have kept your mouth shut. Everybody looks at you like, oh, you talk too much, instead of looking at that person like, why did they feel like it was okay to do that to you? And this is something that drives me crazy, because I see this happen so often, and I've lived through this happening. So I know what it feels like to be in a position where you're just like, man, like, I am really getting done so wrong, and I want to speak out. I'm tired of being silent. I need to tell my truth. I'm trying to live in my truth. I need to get this off my chest. And then you have so many people being like, well, don't say anything. Like, you don't want to ruin your reputation, do you? And it's like, how am I ruining my reputation for speaking out about the injustice that I am living through? How? So in her case, I definitely feel where she was coming from, but it pisses me off that she even has to think like that, because she's right. If she were to speak out, or, you know, and she addressed this in her comments, she addressed this in her live, she said, you know, say I speak out about this, I know I'm not going to get invited to events. I know brands aren't going to reach out to me as much. But we have white influencers literally going around calling people the N-word, and they're not losing any money. They're still getting invited to brand deals. They're still launching product launches with major makeup companies. Like, they are not getting any type of repercussion. But let it be a Black content creator and they speak out about what's being done to them. They're the first ones. We are the first ones to not get invited to anything, to be blackballed. Oh, she's problematic. She's a troublemaker. We don't want to work with her. She's a liability. First ones. First ones. Just for speaking out about how the industry treats us. But then people in the industry can literally show their racism, show their prejudice, and still reap the benefits. Because I was thinking about this today too. Before I even saw what she wrote, I was peeping the Patrick Star, because I seen something with him and Benefit Cosmetics. And when I saw it, I was like, man, you know what's crazy? When it comes to influencers, Black influencers that I've seen release products with these major brands, I can only think of Jackie Aina, Alyssa Ashley, That's really the two people that come to mind. That's the two people that come to mind. But then when I think of white or non-Black influencers who have released lines with major companies, like have full-blown makeup lines in stores, not like, oh, we did a collab with them on a palette, we did a collab with them, and that's not to disrespect, that's not to shade, no, nothing. But I'm saying, why is it that when it comes to Black influencers, we might get a collab on like, oh, we're releasing a blush, we're releasing a palette, they collab with us for this. But then with the white influencers, they have their whole line of, oh, foundations, lipsticks, palettes, brushes, everything. These brands are teaming up with them and putting the battery in their backs, putting fuel into everything they do. But then with us, we are lucky if we even get 1/10 of what they're getting. So I definitely see where Worthy was coming from, and I feel like it's very frustrating, and it's not right that that is how we are treated as Black content creators, and it's not right that when we speak out about it, we're demonized or we get in trouble or we're seen as problematic. But then the people who are literally stealing our ideas, people are like, oh, you should just shut up. And I'm really glad that a lot of people did come under her stuff and were defending her, because I was scrolling through and I was just reading and I was like, man, like, that's really dope that people are sticking up for her, because it's like, yo, how many times, y'all, how many times do we keep having to address this? How many times is it gonna happen and be okay? Yeah, just tell me what you all think about content creators stealing, about non-Black content creators stealing Black content creators' content and then marketing it as their own or acting like they didn't know what they were doing, because I feel like that's really whack. And then also, let me know you all's thoughts on people more so trying to tell people who are going through something to just stay silent, because I feel like that's whack, you guys. If you're going through something, don't stay silent. Sometimes, yes, there is a repercussion and it's unfortunate, but live in your truth. Don't stay silent. Don't let shit that's not right happen to you in silence because you're scared of what's gonna happen if you speak up. So that is all, you guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in my next one.